Welcome back. The African Children's Choir isn't just about singing, it's about giving children a springboard to a better life. We met two people who performed with the earliest choirs.
Before I joined the African Children's Choir, I was actually out of school. I didn't have food to eat, and I didn't even have clothes to wear. I didn't have where to sleep because we are 10 children sharing one house.
Dr. Robert grew up amid civil war and hunger. His parents were killed. He and his siblings had to walk across Uganda. It was 1984. In neighbouring Kenya, Mbenye and her family had to endure grinding poverty.
My family and I used to live in Kibera. Kibera, the slum itself, is pretty bad. It's in a bad condition. The toilets are outside. There actually aren't any toilets. And my parents tell me stories like I used to fall in the sewer sometimes and I had ear infections like throughout.
My name is
In 1991 came the chance to audition for the choir. Mbenye was 6.
I think if it weren't for the African Children's Choir paying my fees and at least taking, a load off one child for my parents, oh goodness, I don't know what would have happened,
When I joined the African Children's Choir, everything changed. They provided for me food, they provided for me shelter.
And opportunity. Robert was a member of the second choir to tour in 1986, New Horizons. He describes it as empowerment.
Today I'm contributing greatly to my community because I've been given the power to do so. And I think I was given much, and much is required of me.
Robert dreamt of becoming a doctor.
I went to med school in Kampala for my first degree.
And then on to Canada and Yale University for more study. He could have chosen the easy life, but like many of the choir's graduates, felt a mission to give back.
I chose to go to the village where I was actually born. And that's quite also hard sometimes because most doctors want to stay in the big towns. We started a life care center for people living with HIV/AIDS and gave them medical care. We thought that would be the issue, but we later found out that it wasn't enough to just provide medical care. And so we started to look for other help from outside to help other orphans and vulnerable children by sending them to schools and providing them with income generation projects like cows and goat rearing.
He's now one of just 3 nephrologists in Uganda. As Dr. Robert gained experience as a doctor, Mbenye followed her dream to become a lawyer.
If everyone was for a particular point, I like to go to the other point and see if I could convince them, to change their minds. So I knew from a pretty young age I wanted to do law. I wouldn't be the person I am if it wasn't for the choir. It made me see things clearly. It made me have a passion for law and a passion to help children and the disadvantaged in the community.
Mbenye now gives voice to some of the poorest people in Nairobi's sprawling slums and still works with Music for Life in Kibera's schools.
They tell me their aspirations. Some of them want to be lawyers, engineers. So I try to tell them, to get there you have to work hard in primary school and secondary school so that you pass your exams, so that you get that opportunity to be a doctor.
There are 14 Music for Life centres in Africa and plans for more to help just a few of estimated 12 million children orphaned by AIDS. From Kijabi in Kenya to Kampala in Uganda, and now to Nkomazi in a remote corner of South Africa where AIDS has taken a terrible toll.
It's very high HIV prevalence, and so that's where we went to select most of the children. Out of that first few choirs that we've taken from South Africa, almost all of the children have parents who have either died of AIDS or who are HIV.
Music for Life centres rely on the choir's international tours to raise funds for the hundreds of kids they help. A heavy responsibility for this year's choristers, with a televised gala just weeks away. In a moment, the big night arrives for Stella, Jonah and the choir.